Hello and welcome back to this course. Today in this video, we are going to discuss about the arrays. Arrays. Java provides a data structure, the array, which stores a fixed size sequential collection of elements of the same type. Arrays are the consecutive memory locations. Now for example, in our program, I want to store data of the 100 users. For example, name of the 100 users. I have to declare 100 variables. Is it right to declare 100 variables? No, it is not a good programming approach. For example, if we want to store data of 500 people, then we have to declare 500 variables, and this thing make our program very complex. So to avoid that, we use the arrays. We just specify the array by giving the size to it. We just declare an array of 500 size and give a name to it, and we get 500 variables with the single name. So let's see what is array with the help of the diagram. Now you can see in the diagram, first of all, the blocks in which different numbers are stored. For example, 40, 55, 63. This is the data that we want to store in the array. In the green box, you can see 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. These are the indexes of each block. In Java, index always start from 0, 0, 1, 2, and so on. You can say that this is the address of each block. 0 is the address of the first block, 1 is the address of the second block, and so on. Now what is the length of this array? You can see that it starts from 0 and ends at 8, means there are 9 elements in this array, so the length of the array is 9. The first index is 0 and the last index is 8. So this is the array. You can see with the help of a diagram that what is an array. Array is just a consecutive memory locations. For example, if we want to store 9 numbers, then we declare an array of 9 size and store the numbers in each box of the array. Declaring an array. How we can declare an array? First of all, we have to type data type, that which type of data we want to store. And then we have to use the square brackets, and after that we have to type the array reference variable, means the name of that array. Or you can type the data type and then array reference variable, and after the array reference variable you can type the square brackets. These are the two ways to declare the array basically. So creating an array. How we can create an array? First of all, we have to type the array reference variable that we have created in the previous slide. Array reference variable equals to, we always create array with the help of the new keyword. In Java, array is always created with the new keyword. It means that array is created dynamically. So we write the new keyword, and after that we again type the data type, and then we type the square brackets, and in the square brackets we write the size of that array, that of which size I want to create an array. For example, if I want to store data of 10 users, then I type here 10, and this means that we create 10 blocks in the array. So in this way we can declare an array, and in this way we can create an array. So let's create a program, and that means that how we can create an array, how we can access the values of an array, and how we can print the value of an array, basically like that. So let's create a program for the arrays. Now first of all, here net means if I want to create an array, I just type the data type. For example, I want to store some numbers, so I type here int, and then I have to type the square brackets, and after that I have to type the array reference variable. So I type here num equals to new int, and in the square brackets I type the size of the array. I type here 10 and put the semicolon. So in this way we have created an array. Now if I want to add values to this array, I can add it like num of 0 equals to like 15. And now 15 is stored at the first box or the first index of the array. Then I again type here num, and in the square brackets I type the index number. For example, I want to store the value on the first index, so I type here 1, and then I add 10 here, like this. And this way I can store my all values in the array. Now I am going to use a loop here to add the values in the array. I type here for int I equals to 0, and I type here I less than, and then I type here num dot length. And now length tells us about the length of that array. So length and I plus plus, this loop continues till the length of the array. So I am just going to take the input from the user, that users enter data in the array. So I type here system dot out dot println and enter, and I concatenate the value of the I plus 1, then number, like this, and I wrap this in the brackets so that we increment the value of I by 1, because at first the value of I is 0, so 0 plus 1 is the 1, so we print enter the first number. Okay, so now I type here scanner s1 equals to new scanner and system dot in, and I import the scanner class in my program, and I type here int number equals to s1 dot next int. Okay, then num of I index equals to number. Okay, so in this way we are storing the values in the array. Now if I want to print the values of the array, then I use another loop here. This time I use the enhanced for loop or for each loop. So I type here for int I, then the num, which is the name of the array. Then I print here system dot out dot println, and I print here I. Okay, so now if I run this program, you will see a message enter one number. So I type here 12, enter two number. I type the numbers here, random numbers, you can see. And now I have to enter the last number, which is the 10. So I type here 100, and after that you can see that after 100 all the values in the array are printed: 12, 34, 56, 78, 23, 90, 76, 45, 23, and at last 100. So in this way we can store the value in an array, and we can also print the values from an array by using the loop. So first of all, I started the for loop, and this loop goes until the length of that array. So I type here I less than num dot length, and I take print a message, enter the number, and then I take input from the user and store that number in the this number variable. Then I store this number in the num ith index. For example, at first the index was 0, so the first number was stored at num of 0, and after that the value of I is incremented by 1, and we store that number on the number 1 index, and after that so on we will place our all numbers on the array. After that I use the for each loop to print all the values in that array. In this way we can store the values in array, and we can access the values from an array. Now you can also, here we have taken input from the user, you can also specify the values of an array. For example, I create another array, I type here int and arr equals to, within curly braces you can type the elements that you want to store in that array. For example, I type here 1, 6, 9, 10. This is also an array. We have given hard-coded values to the array. If I type here arr, and now if I comment these lines, basically these lines, and now if I run this program, you can see 1, 6, 9, and 10 are printed on the screen, because this time this array is printing on the screen. This is also a way to declare an array. So I hope you understand. Now I remove these lines from here like this, and now I declare an array here. For example, int and arr equals to, I give some hard-coded values to that array. I type here 10, 8, 1, 9, and 15, like this. These are the random values in an array. You can see that these numbers are not sorted in this array. At first we have 10, then 8, then 1, then 9, then 15. If I want to sort this array, first I print the 1, then 8, then 9, then 10, then 15, then I simply call the methods of the array. So before using the sort method, I have to import the array class in my program. So I type here import java.util array. This is the arrays class. Okay. So now if I type here arrays dot, then I call the sort method. So I type here sort and I pass the arr in the arguments. And now if I print the array on the screen, for example, I type here for int a in arr and system dot out dot println and arr. Okay, sorry, a. And now if I run this program, you will see all the elements in the array are sorted 1, 8, 9, 10 and 15. I change the value of in the array. I type here 100, then I change it to 85, and then some random numbers you can see like this. And now if I run this program, you will see all the elements in the array are sorted 85, 90, 100, 165 and 4985 are sorted. The array is now sorted. And now if I want to search any element in the array, for example, I want to search 165 in this array, then I use the search method. So I remove these lines from here and type here arrays dot, then I use the binary search method. So I type here binary search, and then in the arguments I type the array, then I give the value that I want to search. For example, I want to search 165, then I type here 165 like this, and I store the result in the variable int res like this, and then I print the result on the screen and I type here res. Okay, and now if I run this program, you will see -4. Why? One thing that you have to keep in your mind, that while using the binary search, your array is always sorted. You can see this array is not sorted. Before using the binary search, we have to sort our array. Now I want to sort this array, so I type here arrays dot sort and I pass here arr like this. And now if I run this program, you will see 3 on the screen. So before explaining that, I print the whole complete sorted array on the screen. So I type here for int n arr and then system dot out dot println and print the n. Okay, and here I use the string binary search and use concatenate the result with it. Okay, and also as /n here like this. And now if I run this program, you will see all array is sorted, and in the sorted array you can see we want to search the 165. So 165 is present here. The first index is 0, 1, 2 and 3. So we get our value and it returns the index number. When we search element in array, we always get the index number. So index number of 165 is 3. So we get binary search and result is equal to 3. So I hope you understand about the arrays and sorting and searching in the array. And now for example, we have two arrays in our program, like another array, for example int and arr2 like this, and I add some values in it also. The same values are apparent in our first array. So I copy these numbers from here and paste them in another array. Okay, so now if I want to check that both of the arrays are equal or not, I use the dot equals method. So I remove these lines from here and I type here arrays dot equals, then I type here arr and arr2. I want to check that both of the arrays are equal or not, and this method returns the boolean type value. So I type here boolean result equals to this, and then print the value on the screen. If the arrays are equal, then we will get true, and if they are not equal, then we get false. And now if I run this program, you will see true on the screen because both of the arrays are equal. If I change the second array like this, and now if I run this program, you will see false on the screen because both of the arrays are not equal now. So in this way, you can also check that the both of the arrays are equal or not. There are many other methods in the array that we can explore. So these are some important methods that you have to keep in your mind while using the arrays. So in our next video, we will discuss about the two-dimensional or multi-dimensional array. So I hope you understand about the arrays. So that's it for this video. I will see you in next video.